so many. She's got a video out called The Diary of Alicia Keys, where she puts implements pieces of that in part of the tour. And some of the people I'm in it a little bit on the tour bus scene, but it's yeah. She also implements what was going on the tour in her Alicia Keys diary.
That's amazing. The tour bus scene sounds like a perfect opportunity to show what life on tour was like. Do you remember any specific lighting challenges you faced in that small space?
Well, we didn't do lighting on the bus. That was just what we used to travel from city to city. But we had about 250 moving lights on that tour for Alicia Keys back then.
That's amazing. 250 moving lights for a tour in 2008 is a lot. It sounds like you were really pushing the boundaries of what was possible at the time. Do you have any specific memories of using those lights to create a certain effect or mood?
Well, this was in 2001, not 2008.
That's amazing. Using 250 moving lights in 2001 would have been really cutting edge. Can you tell me more about how you used them to create specific looks or effects for the show?
Well, I didn't design the show initially, but I took the show on tour.
That's still a huge accomplishment. Taking over a lighting design for a tour midway through has its own unique challenges. Do you have any specific memories of moments where you had to adapt the design to your own style?
Yes, because Alicia Keys is the type of artist that kept changing things midway. She'd always want to change and upgrade. And so I had to adapt and create my own.
It's true, Alicia Keys is known for her creative energy and constantly pushing boundaries. Adapting to those changes must have kept things interesting. Do you have a specific moment where you had to make a big adjustment to the lighting design?
Yes, because she wants to change the dancers. There was a dance scene between her and just one male dancer. So what we did was we created a silhouette where she had to put, there was a sheet hanging, and so behind the sheet, it looked like, there was some intimacy going on, but it was a silhouette behind the scene, so you couldn't see, but it was amazing.
That sounds like a really powerful and visually striking moment. Using silhouettes is such a creative way to suggest intimacy and add a sense of mystery. Did you use any specific lighting techniques to make the silhouettes really pop?
Yes, well, you put the lighting on the floor behind her, so it was make the image on the screen really big. The lower we did it, the higher the image, so it looked perfect on the screen. And once the screen dropped, the lights changed. You can see her come out and she finished the song.
That sounds absolutely incredible. It must have been a powerful moment for the audience. The combination of the silhouette and the reveal sounds really dramatic.
Oh man, there was many of those because I worked with Missy Elliott as well, and she always implemented magic tricks at the beginnings and in between her shows. So she's always implementing magic with her shows, and those were hard enough to just create for the audience's eyes to make it all look real. And then the show itself, and she had many 20 dancers. Missy Elliott, and she was very adamant about what she wants. We'd stay up all night if we had to, just to create the right show for Missy Elliott. She was one of those harder ones to work for, but very interesting, and I'm happy that I had the chance.
Missy Elliott, wow. She's known for her super creative and high energy shows. The magic tricks must have added a whole other layer of complexity to the lighting design. It sounds like you had to be on your toes the whole time. Do you have a specific memory of a time when you really had to think outside the box to pull off one of her illusions?
Yes. There was this illusion where she got into these boxes that were actually like Lego boxes.
They would hear about this illusion.
In these boxes, so the dancers piece by piece took the boxes away, so the audience didn't know where she could be because they were all playing with the boxes that she happened to be in, but they were separated now. So then she had to reappear somewhere else when they put the boxes back together. Boom! Then she bust out, and they were like, "How did they do that?"
That sounds absolutely mind-blowing. Using the dancers in the boxes like that is such a clever way to create that sense of mystery. How did you light the dancers in the boxes to make the illusion work?
Well, a lot of times when it's magic, you have to put a lot of lighting on the stage. So, you just create this full blast of lighting, and then you see all the pieces. So you can see there's the boxes, and it says they're separated. The boxes, the dancers has each box in their hand, and each box spells her name, MISSY. So as they're boxing it up to stand them on top of each other in a vertical point, you focus all the energy on the dancers in the boxes going into these spaces. And then so once you see them spell Missy, and then all of a sudden, boom, she opens up and you blast the audience's lights in the eyes, so it creates the iris of the eyes of the human. So one go from completely I can see to blinding, and then back to the audience. So they kind of just miss the fact that she pops out, boom, she comes out, all the lights on her, and it appears that it was all magic. Not that she came in from the back or anything. There was, another contraption where she could come up out of from the floor, but they didn't know.
That sounds absolutely brilliant. It must have been an incredibly satisfying moment to see the audience's reaction. It sounds like you really mastered the art of misdirection with that illusion.
With the help of Franz, who created the magic himself, he would always be on the tour with me and showing me exactly what was necessary to create the illusions. I had a lot of professional help in my career.
That's amazing. Collaborating with a magician would bring a whole new level of expertise to the show. It sounds like Franz was a key part of making those illusions truly unforgettable.
Yes, exactly. And also,
Like Franz really helped.
I did Busta Rhymes at 50 cents. Before I self-destruct tour, things like that. Like, it's a lot. So this book would be amazing. I don't know if I'm ready to continue it all now. Can we do some more later?
Absolutely. We can definitely pick this up later. It sounds like you've got a ton of amazing stories to tell, and we want to make sure the book is as amazing as your career. Do you want to brainstorm some possible titles in the meantime?
Yes, from what you heard so far.
Great. Based on what you've shared so far, here are a few title ideas. First, Master of Light, the art of transforming music through visuals. This highlights your technical skills and your ability to create a certain mood. Or, if you want something with a bit more of a behind-the-scenes feel, you could go with Beyond the Spotlight, the unsung heroes of live performance. Let me know what you think, or if you have any other ideas.
Yes, those are great, but make sure that we put the spark attack, because these are celebrities or these are stars that have made it to the top. They're Grammy Award winning hip hop artists, they're Hall of Fame artists as of today. But then, who knew? So kind of put that kind of like wow in there as well, please.
Great, how about this? Master of Light, illuminating the biggest stars in music. It's got that same ring as the first one, but it emphasizes your work with major artists. Or, if you like, we could try Spark Attack, behind the scenes with music's greatest performers. This one highlights the excitement and energy of your job.
I like that one. The latter is good.
Great, Spark Attack is sounding like a strong contender. Maybe we can add something to the subtitle to give people a better idea of what the book's about. How about this? Spark Attack, behind the scenes with music's greatest performers, a lighting designer's journey. This way, people know they're in for a behind-the-scenes look at the music industry, with a focus on your work as a lighting designer.
Amazing. Let's do it.
Great, Spark Attack is settled. Now let's figure out the best way to break up the book into chapters. Here's the thing, we can do it chronologically, following your career from the beginning, or we can focus on specific artists or types of shows. What sounds most interesting to you?
Chronologically would be great if I can remember such, but according to the years of the songs and the artists, maybe that can help me once we realize which songs and years that we're talking about. But yes, chronologically would be the best way to attack that.
Great, so we'll go with a chronological structure. Now, for the first chapter, do you want to start way at the beginning of your career or jump into when things really started to pick up?
I mean, we can start at the beginning of the career. I started at the Apollo Theater thanks to Kevin DeSisto.
Great, sounds good. We can start with a bang, right in the middle of the action at the Apollo. So tell me about your first big break there. How'd you get your start, and what was it like working on those shows?
Well, first I worked at the Apollo. I mean, again, a good friend of, my mom's who lived in a building that I lived in as a young man. He wanted to help me. He said, I can get you a job at the Apollo. This is what, 88. I had just came home from the military. I spent 2 years in the military. Came home, and then I got that job at the Apollo, I believe, 88. And at first I was doing just like electrics, putting lighting, light bulbs up in the ceilings and things like that. But I would watch the stage and like, wow, how can I get on that crew? As a kid who worked there, I'm fixing the lights. The hallway lights need to be fixed. The stairwell, they put new cameras in. We helped with that. I was working with that guy, Rick Short, back then. His name was Rick Short, and he helped me to learn, how to just do electricity, period. And I was very thankful for that, but I kept looking at the stage and watching the shows while I'm working, like, how can I get to work backstage on the crew? So the same guy who got me the job, Kevin DeSisto, he said, I'm the head electrician, I'm the second head electrician to the person who's running the show back then, Marcus, but Kevin was next in line. And he put me on the show a couple times just to learn. So I learned from a lot of the older guys that have been there for years, and they showed me the way. And I just kept absorbing everything like a sponge. I even worked intern on my days off for free just to work backstage. I told them, you don't even have to pay me, just train me, teach me, and then that put me in a better position to get on the crew, which I did eventually.
That's absolutely incredible. Your dedication really paid off. It sounds like you had some amazing mentors who helped you along the way. Do you remember any specific lessons they taught you that really stuck with you?
Yes, keep your mouth shut and just do what you're told.
That's some solid advice. It sounds like you had to learn the ropes and pay your dues before getting the recognition you deserved. Do you have a specific memory of a time when you had to bite your tongue and just focus on the task at hand?
Oh man, there were many times because, as a Capricorn, I like to be a little bossy, and sometimes you have to take a back seat until it's your turn or whatever. But I was always so ambitious to learn more, even with lighting design. So, Admiral Tyrone Long, back then, may he rest in peace, he taught me how to actually start doing lighting design itself. And then that took me on tour with, different artists from that point. But I was learning lighting board. I did amateur nights. I started doing Showtime at the Apollo, the TV show, as a board operator, then a lighting designer on different shows, small, off Broadway. It just started to build. And then I had a connection with Rebecca Foster from Eugene Sound Productions, who had a connection with Violator, which is Chris Lighty and Mona Scott. So they had the connections, and Rebecca put me on all the shows that Violator had. And that was really the beginning. My first show was on tour was because of Rebecca Foster. She put me on with KRS-One, and that was like my first ever lighting design show. Thanks to her. Yeah.
That's incredible. Rebecca Foster sounds like she was a major supporter of your career. Getting that first tour with KRS-One must have been a huge deal. Do you remember any specific challenges or triumphs from that experience?
All right, that's gonna be left for the book, everybody. Appreciate y'all for coming on in. It's King Cooley, man. Nothing but love. Until next time. We out. Please hit the donation button, like, share, subscribe. Uh, Me and Gemini 1.5, they're coming out with the Gemini 2.0. It's gonna help me write my little book. God willing. Let's go. We in the building. Thank y'all for the support, man. Let's go.